Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is obviously going to be my January favorites. It has been so long since I filmed a video, so I'm getting back into it, trying new stuff for 2016. I'm in a different location. Hello. So this is my room. As you can see the background, I have my desk and I have my bed. Decided to switch it up today. There's a little bit of nice lighting from my window, so figured I'd film in here so you guys can get a little taste of what my room looks like, because my desk is actually my first favorite of the month of January. I got that desk actually on January 1st. I went the day after New Year's to IKEA and I picked it up. It's just that tabletop. I forget what it's called. Hold on a second. So the tabletop is the Linnmon, Linnmon. I don't know. You know IKEA is like, I don't want to get this wrong. I know it's going to be wrong. It's not German. It's some sort of Eastern European store, really. So all the names are kind of a little bit weird. So that's the tabletop. I just got it in a glossy version and it's super huge. I really don't know the length or anything like that, but what I used to have in that corner was a desk, and then also over there I had a laundry basket, and this takes up the entire space between my bed and the wall. So this has since replaced that and it's gigantic and I'm obsessed with it. And the two drawers, I have one drawer on that side and one drawer on that side. They're Alex drawers. So I feel like everyone on YouTube who owns a desk of some sort or uses it as a makeup vanity from IKEA has both of these things, but they're great and they're grand. And I honestly love the fact that it is glossy on top, because when I get makeup on it, it's really easy just to wipe off, and that's a really great aspect of the desk that I love. I have not gotten a mirror yet. I plan to get one of those impression vanity mirrors because I'm basic. So that's just gonna go right there. That's just a mirror from Target right now that I use. The problem with that corner is that it gets really dark because my window is right there. So I'm literally facing away from any sort of natural lighting or anything like that. So I'm kind of like crossing my fingers when I put on makeup in the morning, because I like to sit here in my chair and do it at my desk now that I have it, because I haven't gotten the mirror yet. But anyways, so that will all come together and maybe I'll do a little tour, a little bit bigger of an overview once I get my desk all set up. But that is definitely my first favorite for the month of January because I was so excited to get it. My mom and I decided to go down to IKEA on January 1st, the night after New Year's Eve, and I was like, pumped! Starting the new year off right. Turn up. Okay, so now we can kind of hop into the beauty favorites. And the first favorite is kind of dumb and silly, but I discovered it for the first time and I really didn't understand. I think I got what the hype was all about, but I really didn't fully grasp it until I owned one, and that is a Z palette. Stupid, right? So this Z palette I honestly just picked up. It's the Sephora one. It says Sephora up top. You probably won't be able to tell totally, but it's really cute. It's got like a goldish leopard print, and on the sides it's this pretty corally pink color. And in here I just put all of my blushes, and I've been loving this because it's all of my blushes in one place and it's so easy. I just take it out in the morning, figure out which blush I need, throw it on, instead of having to open up every individual tin and figure out which blush I want to use. So I've been obsessed with this. These are just some shadows that fell out of my 350 palette. Yes, I got the 350 this month, but I don't want to include it as a favorite because I honestly haven't played with it that much. I really just sort of got it in the mail like last week. So it's not a favorite. Who knows, maybe February it'll be one, we'll see. But yeah, these just, honestly, I opened it up and they fell out and I was like, you know what I have? A Z palette. So you know what I can do? I can put them in here, which was great. And I was kind of disappointed that it fell out anyways, but here's the solution. So been loving this, and I have another one, but I will wait to tell you about that in due time. Just wait for this new video that's gonna come later this month, later February. Who really knows? But yeah, so first favorite is a Z palette. Life-changing. If you do makeup, if you have a lot of makeup, you need it because it makes your life easy, honestly. It cuts down on the space that you're using, and it just looks really cute and pretty, and it's a fun place to put all of your things, whether it be eyeshadow, blushes, anything like that. So So this favorites video is sort of gonna be totally skin, foundation, concealer-ish related. I literally have so many skin things, not so much anything else. So be prepared to not have a ton of different range as far as the categories go, but I'm really excited about the products that I have, so you should be excited along with me. So first things first, obviously this is going to be a favorite, and obviously I had to check it out, and obviously I loved it. It is the Nivea Men Aftershave Balm. This has been recommended by Nikki Tutorials first off, and then Jaclyn Hill kind of blew it up along with that, and it's just, honestly, it's all worth the hype. It is probably the greatest primer that I have. That's not even a lie. So the whole thing with this is that its main ingredient and the thing that has most of in it is glycerin, and glycerin really keeps your makeup on your face. That's why Fix Plus has glycerin, and it's great. It sets your entire face, brings everything together, cinches it all up, makes it stick to your face, and that's the great part about this. Obviously, we as women have very expensive beauty items, and guys have very inexpensive items for their face, because guys are low maintenance, they don't really care. So they know a guy isn't going to spend $50 on an aftershave balm or anything like that. So it's super inexpensive. It's just honestly the best primer that I have. It keeps my makeup on all day, and I just love it. I mean, nothing bad to say. It's great. Keeps your makeup on. I do have a friend who is super oily, and she says she doesn't really like it. But I am more dry-ish, normal combination. I don't really know what I am. I'm just kind of normal skinned, and this is like the greatest thing in the entire world, and it is the only primer that I will use when I go and travel, just to make sure my makeup stays on all day, and it's just great and it's wonderful. And if you haven't seen it or tried it, I don't know who hasn't in this world yet, but I would definitely go ahead and check it out. So going along the same lines of primers, and actually drugstore primers, one of the things about my face that really bother me is I have pretty big pores, especially in this region, a little bit on my nose, my chin, and like right here in this region between my brows and a little bit above it. So that Nivea primer is great. It keeps my makeup on all day, but my foundations and my concealers will still sink into my pores a little bit, and I'll be able to see them throughout the day, and it really bugs me, honestly. And one of the things that I have been wanting to try recently is a pore minimizing primer. I've tried a couple. This is actually the one that I picked up from, it was like a 100-point perk thingy from Sephora, and it's the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer. It's a smoothing primer. This one works really well. I will give it that. I like it a lot, works really well, but I have found sort of like a dupe for it, and that is the Revlon Photo Ready Perfecting Primer. Let's talk about how gigantic this is. This is a huge bottle for a primer at the drugstore. I made quite a dent in it, as you can kind of tell, but this is obviously a drugstore product. It's going to be inexpensive, and honestly, I think it does a very similar thing, if not the same, as the Makeup Forever primer, and those primers are like $30 to $40, and they're super expensive. This one was definitely like under 10. So for me, this works really well. I also like the consistency a little bit more. The other one, the Makeup Forever, they're a little bit thicker and go on almost like a creamy like gel a little bit. This one's very smooth, very milky. It blends into the skin very easily. I just like this a lot. Again, it's the Revlon Photo Ready Perfecting Primer. I put on this and Nivea, and honestly, it's been pretty much the best two primers that I can think of, and they're from the drugstore, which makes it all that better. So I would definitely check this out if you do not enjoy your big pores like me. So I would definitely check this out if you have a little bit of an issue with your pores and whatnot, and filling everything in and making everything sort of like a blank canvas. I would check this out. Okay, moving on to foundations. So I'm literally going like step by step. So I did primers, and now it's on to foundation. So the foundation that I have absolutely fell in love with, this is definitely my favorite foundation of life, and I just did a 2015 favorites video where I talked about my favorite foundation in that one for the year. That one's completely dead to me at this point in my life because I found this one, and It is ridiculously good, guys. Like, I'm not even kidding. It is the best foundation that I have in my collection, and I've been on a foundation kick recently, and this one beats out all of the other ones that I've tried this month and in general, and it is the Dior Air Flash. Can we just take about 5 seconds to die and then come back to life about how ridiculously expensive this is? I think this is close to $50, if not more. It is a super expensive foundation, but I absolutely love the coverage it gives. It says it's a full coverage. I like the fact that it is a little bit more full coverage, but I personally don't find it to be that full coverage. To me, I think of full coverage as cakey. And that's probably very incorrect, and I should not be saying that, but that's what I think of when I think of full coverage foundations. And I've always liked that sort of natural glowy, as you can tell, I'm very dewy and glowy with my highlight today. I've always loved that sort of finish on a foundation, and this is just honestly so perfect. It evens out my skin, it leaves a nice fresh dewy glow, and it's just so perfect, and it's lightweight. Honestly, a full coverage foundation that is lightweight is really crazy to me. So this is a spray, which is also really weird. It literally comes in like, it looks like hairspray or something like that. I will just spritz this on a flat top kabuki brush of some sort and just stipple that into my face. It says on here, the directions on it, whatever it came with, said to spray it directly on your face. That to me was a little weird, so I put it on a brush, but to each his own. But seriously, this is just so great. I have nothing but great things to say, and if you are looking to spend an ungodly amount of money on a foundation that's gonna be great, I would pick this up. But you know, there are also gonna be other great foundations for you in a lower price point, but this one is for sure my favorite. That is ridiculously expensive, and it just makes me cry every time I think about how much I spent on this, but I love it and I think it's worth it. So all right, next we are going to talk about concealers, because we're going in order, remember? And the concealer that I've really been loving this month is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I feel like I am so behind. I feel like everyone in the entire world has tried MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, loved it, talked about it, it's great, it's awesome, and I just decided to pick it up this month and I fell in love. This is probably my favorite concealer at the moment, for sure. This definitely beat out the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. The one bad thing about this obviously is the fact that it is a pump and it gets super messy, as you can probably tell. But I love the coverage that it gives. I like that it's hydrating. To me, people say that this dries their under eyes or wherever they put it. To me, it's very hydrating. I don't find that it is very drying on me, and this does not crease. Every other, especially the Urban Decay, and maybe it's my fault for putting on too much or anything like that, but any other concealer that I have for the most part will crease. This is the one that will not throughout the day, which is just amazing to me because I don't like looking like an old woman with fine lines and just all that sinking in there under my eyes. So to me, that's why I love this so much, and I love the hydration and the coverage that it gives. So I love this. It's a little bit not dark, but it's darker, so it's not highlighty. If I want to highlight under the eyes, I will put a little bit of a lighter concealer over top of that and still blend that in the same way. But this is a great just everyday kind of color on me. I am in NW20 for those of you that are wondering. So absolutely been loving this concealer. All right, sorry, there's been a bit of a lighting change. It got like kind of weirdly dark outside, and now like every time I move, there's this from my window. So ignore this if this goes on my face throughout the video. I apologize, but this is what I'm doing right now until I can get some lighting. So anyway, so back to the video. Next we have a powder that I wanted to talk about, and this is weird for me because I've never been a powder kind of person. I, again, am sort of dry-ish to normal, and I don't like putting powders on my face because I feel like it just dries everything up. I was using the Laura Mercier for a while. It was just making me look kind of old, and just, it was way too drying on me personally. So I have never been a super powdery kind of person, but I found, and I know that it really increases the longevity of your makeup, and I knew it was important, and so I actually went in and off of Jaclyn Hill's recommendation, I think it was her last monthly favorites, I purchased the Mineralized Skin Finish in medium. So this is just what the packaging looks like. And here it is, and I've made quite a dent in it, but this is one of the best powders that I've ever used. It really keeps my makeup on, it sets everything in place, but it is hydrating, and that is the one thing that I was absolutely drawn to when the ladies at MAC were telling me about this, was the fact that it is hydrating on your skin. It is not mattifying, it will not dry your skin out. It really just makes your skin look fresh and dewy and glowy while also setting it all at the same time and putting everything in place. So this to me is like a staple. I will also use this. It has a little bit of coverage in it, so on days I don't really want to wear a lot of makeup, you can just throw this on. Nothing underneath, no foundation, anything like that. So, but I've been using this as a setting powder, obviously, and I've been loving it, and I am in the shade medium, for those of you who are wondering. Been absolutely loving this. This is one of the greatest things ever, and I will repurchase this for days on end until I can find one that is similar, of maybe lower price point. So, loving this.